Now let's jump into Hurricanes and Cons. It is pre-playoffs. Going into the postseason, what are you most confident about and what are you most concerned about for the Carolina Hurricanes? As always, I got good news and bad news. Which do you want? You take the bad news first, so we'll start with concerns. Dennis, why don't you lead off because I have a feeling they're going to be the same.
I have a couple.
Okay.
I have a couple concerns. I'll pick one. I think you're probably going to say goaltending.
Yep.
I'm going to say secondary scoring. Because right now, we saw Taylor Hall score yesterday. You hope that he is that leading scorer possibly on that second line. But again, the last time Andrei Svechnikov scored a goal against a goalie was February 22nd. It's April 17th. It's 2 months since he scored a goal against a goalie. 2 months.
And he did play yesterday.
Exactly, and he played yesterday. So I have major questions about what the secondary scoring is going to look like. I don't even know if Jack Roslovic is going to even be in Game 1 lineup. I in all seriousness, I don't think he's going to be in the Game 1 lineup. That's a real possibility.
In Kane's Twitter, Jost is having a moment. They want him over Roslovic, which would push Roslovic even further down.
That's not going to happen.
And it's not going to happen. I'm saying in Kane's Twitter, he's having a moment.
Well, he has more goals recently than Roslovic, Tyson Jost does.
I think they still just like that he got so down and dirty against the Caps, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, which, hey, you earned some cred that way. But even Jack Roslovic, the first people say, well, he's a 20, 21 goal scorer this season. 12 of those goals came in the first 20 games of the year. The last 60, 9, that's it. 9 goals over the last 60 games, only 4 of them have come this calendar year. The secondary scoring is dry right now on this team. It has to be more than just Aho, Jarvis, and Blake on the top line that scores. Whether that comes from the blue line, whether it comes from Logan Stankoven, and whomever.
The thing is you need secondary scoring so your third and fourth and fifth level scoring makes sense, right? If your second line is scoring a bunch, then anything you get from Jankowski is just a bonus. If your second line isn't scoring, you need Jankowski to be like a goal every other game, and that's not fair to him because that's not who he is career-wise, although, obviously better since he became a Kane. Mine's goaltending. It's going to be that until proven otherwise. Just the nature of the position is so important, and that's just like if I were Rod Brind'amour, that's what would be keeping me up at night, and I just know that's the case. That's my concern. Let's get to the fun part. Dennis, what's your confidence?
My confidence is that the system that the Carolina Hurricanes run will always keep them in games. And that's the only thing you can ask for in a playoff setting is, do we have a chance to win the game? Simple as that. They will always be in it. Very rarely do they get blown out in the playoffs. And even like a single game. The only one I can remember recently, I think, was Game 4 against the Devils a couple of years ago. They lost, I think it was 6-2, but then they blew out the Devils in Game 3 and in Game 5.
There have been a couple that maybe felt like they were going that way, and then dramatic comebacks happened and all that sort of thing.
I don't think they're ever really in out of it. To me, it's the system that they run will always keep them in games.
I'm going Aho Jarvis. And right, the thing is, if you run that system that Dennis just talked about, you're going to be in it. You do need the guys that score the one goal at like. If you're gonna be in 2-1, 3-2, 2-2, 2-3 games, 1-2 games so often, you do need kind of those guys that are like when you get a late power play, get the timely goal, right? When you have 3 minutes left in the game, get the timely goal. Aho and Jarvis have been that as of late, right? I mean, obviously, Aho's been great in overtime this year. But even so, like when they're out there, when you need a goal, right? When they're playing the game a handful of games ago, where you knew all they needed to do to clinch the postseason was get to overtime, and then Jarvis makes the unbelievable defensive play, whips around, starts attack, gets Aho on the left side, right back to him and scores. It's like that timely goal when you absolutely need it is sometimes missing for the Canes in the postseason, which is why they keep games close, but they haven't quite gotten over the hump. I'm optimistic that Aho and Jarvis can fill that role this year better than they've done in the past. And partially just because 1 year older, 1 year through it again, right? Jarvis is a 23-year-old. He hasn't been around for this whole run here by Rod and the squad. And Aho is obviously another year older as well.